Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and welcome to a new series on the channel called Retrospective. The idea of this series is when I do feature a team that I have created, whether it's for a cup or one of the leagues, what I'll do is I'll try and do a follow-up video at some point in the future, just titled Retrospective, where I will take a look at how the team's performed since the initial video, any critiques, or good, the bad, the ugly, everything about the team, and whether I believe that the team has held up in terms of merit over time. The team that we're looking at in today's video is in the Kanto Cup. So it is my double dragon team, so it is a Magneton lead, Dragonair safe swap, and Dragonite lead. So without further ado, let's hop into these battles and discuss the team. And first off, I do want to go into how the team performed for me. So through 6 days of battling, 150 battles, I went 90 wins, 59 losses, and 1 tie. So I won 60% of the battles, and the worst single day that I had was 14 wins and 11 losses. So I never had a negative day. So honestly, I would say that this team was an unqualified success. Obviously, there are going to be weaknesses with the team, such as if they have double charmers, it's basically an automatic loss. And there are certain other Pokemon like Alolan Sandslash which can prove difficult, as I can only hit it for neutral, whereas it can hit for super effective on all of my Pokemon. But all in all, this team is one that I think did work very well, and it's one that I am exceedingly proud of. And we'll hop into the battle here. And as you can see, from most neutral leads or negative leads, I do like to swap out because the goal is to try and bait out a Dragon counter, and here it's looking like they don't have a Dragon counter, because they stayed in for a while, then brought in Zapdos, and here comes their Shadow Machamp. So I'm going to go for a Magnet Bomb to get the shield and quick swap into Dragonite. And I do have a shield, so I am going to need to use that here, of course. They bait me with the Cross Chop. That's not good. Unfortunately, they are able to sack because of lag, although I realize I need to undercharge this. So I do undercharge it, and I am able to farm down the Nidoking, and I'm able to get to the Dragon Claw just before Machamp hits the charge move, and that is going to be taking out the Machamp and giving the win. I'll be honest, I included that battle just because I was really proud of it. So, alright, we'll hop into a full set here. So as I was mentioning, the team, part of the rationale behind the team was, with there only being 2 viable dragons in this meta, it's more than likely that most people will not bring the multiple dragon counters. Of course, there has been an uptick over the last couple days in double charm teams, but honestly not enough of an uptick to make a noticeable difference. I still have not had a negative set. I would say the biggest areas where the team can struggle are Alolan Muck is difficult just because I don't have the ability to hit it for super effective damage. So I would say Alolan Muck is a problem child, as well as, to a certain extent, Poliwrath if it's not lined up with my Dragonair. If Poliwrath is on the Dragonite, then the team does struggle. But I would say besides that, it handles a lot of the meta really well. A lot of people don't end up expecting the Dragon Pulse from Dragonair, which can flip a lot of matches when they don't swap into a hard counter, where it's more of a soft counter. And Dragonite, I do wish that I had a second move, but for a 1-week cup, I was unwilling to invest the resources needed. As you can see here, I do shield up the Shadow Bone. Unfortunately, we get the defense drop, which is terrible. And I do try and farm down, although it's looking like that I may not be able to farm it down, so then I just throw the charge move to guarantee the win. So we're able to take that game. Hopping into the next game, and it's Midgard 0-1. Magneton into a Wigglytuff. So this is a situation where I do wish that I had a better Magneton, because Magneton, if its defense stat is a 13 or higher, it reaches a Charm bulk point, where Charm does 1 less damage, and it allows Magneton to routinely win the 2 shield scenario against Charmers. Whereas with my current Magneton, it often loses just because it doesn't meet that bulk point, unfortunately. I have beaten a few Charmers in the 2 shield, but it's mainly due to like piggybacking charge moves and fast move denial rather than a consistent win. Here, I am able to win the lead, and when they swap in their Blastoise, I immediately swap out to draw out any potential Dragon counters in back. Turns out they didn't have any, so now I'm in a really good position, where they have a Blastoise, and I have 2 shields on my Dragonite, so I should pretty comfortably be able to just farm them all the way down. And they realize they need to build up to a bunch of charge moves so they don't throw, and we're able to take the game. hopping into the next game here against Retrospective, and this game is a really good showcase of Dragonair on the safe swap. If they swap in a soft counter, like in this situation a Hypno, Dragonair is very good at getting shields. Even if it can't necessarily win switch advantage back just due to Hypno's bulk, it is able to get a shield. We're able to successfully land the Dragon Pulse, and most Hypnos are running Thunder Punch, so we can safely no-shield this. So they more than likely Thunder Punch because they want to Confusion down, but doing so allows me to get to an Aqua Tail, and now they're forced to shield to maintain switch advantage. So now even though I don't have switch advantage, I have shield advantage, and that puts Dragonite in a really good position to succeed. I no-shield this because at this point Dragonite's going to be my vessel to victory. It's just a Thunder Punch, so I'm fine there, and I'm going to be swapping out as soon as they bring in their Pokemon. They're waiting a bit, they bring in the Rhydon, I swap into Dragonite, and they bring out a Muck. Normally Muck into Dragonite is not a great matchup, but with the shield advantage, I will be able to take this. So we're in a really good spot here, building up a ton of energy. I am going to be shielding this up. It is the Dark Pulse, and I actually decide to throw here. The reason being is they have a decent amount of energy, so I want to make them choose, and they choose to shield. And then they're actually not able to get the charge move off. They come back in with the Rhydon and they concede the match. So my decision making there was, since they had a decent amount of energy, even though I probably could have farmed down, I wanted them to make a decision, and they decided to invest a shield and then still weren't able to get to the charge move. Hopping to the next game against Raichu, and Raichu being more of a neutral lead, I am going to swap out into Dragonair. Reason being, Dragonair is going to resist any of the electric charge moves. As you can see, Wild Charge, that's fine. Golbat comes out. Golbat is able to throw, so unfortunately I die with quite a bit of energy. I was trying to get to that Dragon Pulse, was unable to do so, unfortunately. But the good news is I have Magneton now locked into a flying type. So I'm in a really, really good spot here. And Dragonair, just due to virtue of Dragon Breath damage, has the Raichu already at like half health. Primeape comes out, and I'm going to swap into my Dragonite. I do shield up, and it's a Night Slash, so they are fishing for that boost. They come back in with the Raichu. I'm going to be throwing the Dragon Claw just to guarantee a shield. Yep, we do get the shield, which is fantastic. Charge move coming through. I'm going to be shielding this up. It is the Wild Charge, so good shield there. And I am able to farm down just due to the defense drop. Primeape comes out. I'm going for the charge move here right away, just to get that shield. So that way, if they end up taking me out, and I swap perfectly to sack the Magneton. We're able to catch the Night Slash. He undercharges it really well, but unfortunately undercharges it a bit too much, and I am able to get to a discharge, which is going to be taking out the Primeape. So really well played to my opponent there, but unfortunately they undercharged it a bit too much, and I was still able to get to a charge move on the Magneton. So hopping to the next game, Magneton into Venusaur. So this is a lead that I really like because all three of my Pokemon have favorable matchups against Venusaur. We're able to draw out a Muck here. And here, I have since changed how I play this. So in this situation, I don't like to go for the Aqua Tail. I actually like to build up and go for the Dragon Pulse. Just because Dragon Pulse has the ability to flip the matchup. Dark Pulse coming through, that's fine. We can survive a Dark Pulse. And we're going for a second Aqua Tail, and we actually take them out. So we're able to take Switch, which is fantastic, and they come in with a Snorlax. So we're in a pretty good spot here. We're going to come out with the Magneton, and we're going to no-shield this, because at this point we realize Dragonite is our vessel to victory. They superpower us, that's fine, because now they are debuffed. So we're in a really good spot, and we are going to throw just because they are close to a move, and we'll see if they let this go through. They do. Unfortunately, they survive with 1 HP. Absolutely tragic. I'm not sure how they knew to do that. Alright, Venusaur comes out. My Wincon is calling the bait. And I call the bait, and from here on, I'm going to be able to win the game. So, I'll misplay by my opponent there. Really, when you're up in shields, you really shouldn't be baiting, because your opponent has incentive to call it, and because I called that, we are able to take the match and go 5-0. So as you can see, I mean, granted, I was playing out of my mind in this set, but this really shows the power of the Double Dragon team. As you can see, the Dragonair safe swap really sets up Dragonite to succeed by either gaining switch advantage or by losing, but oftentimes by getting a shield. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching as always. I hope you enjoyed this bit of a new series where I kind of revisit a team, let's say some days after I initially put a video out on it, and kind of let you guys know how it's doing, whether it's holding up to the changing meta. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new and you enjoyed the video, definitely hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.